I am going to call the Honourable Ms Franks.
Mr President, I rise today to speak about the few remaining bottlenose dolphins that call our Port River home. Throughout the years, we have seen many reports of dolphins becoming entangled in fishing equipment, fatally injured by broke propellers, and since June this year, we've seen potentially 5 dolphins suffer from mystery illnesses. Things are not looking great for this pod of dolphins, and the actions, or rather lack of action, from Minister Spears is only making matters worse. There are over some 6,700 concerned signatories to a petition calling for that Minister Spears, to allow the Australian Marine Wildlife Research and Rescue Organisation to treat all sick, injured and entangled dolphins. Currently, they are only permitted to take action within this sanctuary, this dolphin sanctuary, if the Minister gives that permission. Unfortunately, this permission, this bureaucratic barrier, often takes a very long time to be approved. Numbers of the permanent population of this pod have ranged from 30 to 50, and they have been considered, quote, the most reliably present urban dolphins in the world. We should be proud of this. It is now estimated that approximately 10 to 12 dolphins remain in that pod. We should be ashamed of that. The 2019 summer breeding season saw every dolphin calf die, and on Monday the 15th, news broke that the 3-year-old calf Mimo, also called Squeak, is suffering from similar symptoms to the 4 other dolphins that have fallen ill this year, 2 of which disappeared and are presumed dead. This has led to concerns that the whole population will eventually die out. This would be unacceptable, deeply shameful and totally avoidable as an outcome. The Department of Environment and Water is currently investigating the cause of their ill health, and the 2019 speed limits that were changed in some areas surrounding the Port River. But that is welcome, but more is needed to be done to protect this treasured pod of dolphins. Whilst there were some adjustments made to those speed limits in some areas, there are still some areas of the Port River, Mr Acting President, where there remains no speed limit at all, most notably surrounding the Adelaide Speedboat Club, which happens to sit near the St Kilda mangroves. Perhaps this particular environment of the Port River and the St Kilda mangroves indicates an area of disinterest for our Environment Minister, and it has been suggested that the neglect of the mangroves has potentially had some negative impact on the Port River dolphins. But I digress. Having no speed limits and holding racing events in these critical areas puts those few remaining dolphins in danger and is something that should be reconsidered. Further, allowing the Australian Marine Wildlife Research and Rescue Organisation to perform rescues and administer antibiotics if required without having to wait for due bureaucrats to arrive and either approve the rescue or decide to take no action. As I mentioned earlier, if the dolphins in this sanctuary, this dolphin sanctuary, are to be treated, permission needs to be given, and that often takes far too long. This unnecessary bureaucracy wastes precious time, and there has been several occasions in which the Australian Marine Wildlife Research and Rescue Organisation have had to cease rescue operations while DEW chose not to take any action, compromising the welfare of the animals. The last possible and very doable action I want to mention, and trust me, there are so many more, is the banning of certain fishing equipment and techniques within the dolphin sanctuary, such as heavy-gauge fishing line, trolling and the use of ganged hooks, which is the act of using multiple hooks linked together on a fishing line, as well as live bait and squid jigs. Too often dolphins are found with multiple fishing hooks and fishing line in and around their mouths, causing cuts which lead to infections and, if not treated in a timely manner, lead to death. There are, of course, other human factors that are placing these dolphins in danger, such as pollution, increased tourism and other recreational activities, such as fishing and boating and kayaking, as well as industrial development, and people approaching and harassing these dolphins. There are also issues of disease and food shortages, which may not be directly caused by human activity, but it is likely that human activity is impacting these areas. Obviously, having a dolphin population so close to an urban and industrial area will provide some unique challenges. But instead of recognising these challenges and finding a way to mitigate them to ensure both humans and dolphins can enjoy the area, we have seen these challenges made worse. We are seeing not just the consequences of our own actions, but indeed the inaction of the Minister for Environment and Water, David Spears. It is time that there needs to be political will in this place to protect these dolphins in what we have declared a dolphin sanctuary.
Hear, hear.